Good morning from the nation's capital in Monrovia, and a pleasant way to welcome you to the program, The Culture of Sports. The Culture of Sports is that premier radio sports program on the Care Communications Network, where we sit to discuss issues of sport development, sport analysis, as well as give you the latest update in the sports world. My name is Sam Siapha Mulbah on this Saturday, September 7, 2024 presentation of the cultural sports. I'm assisted by Otis Sankan, who is in the building. So enjoy a batch of the theme song. When we come back, we take opening remarks from Otis Sankan to get into the discussion on this wonderful Saturday morning. Welcome back to the Cultural Sports, and it's live on Kia Radio 95.9. We are also on Kia Communications Network via Facebook and YouTube. So, welcome to it, and let's now cross over to the co-host of the Cultural Sports, Otis. Good morning, Otis. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Sam, and let me say good morning to all of our listeners out there. It's a pleasure being here as usual to give you all of the happenings in the world of sports in general. So again, I'm welcoming you. Trust the presentation for today because there are a lot, too bad, man. A lot more to talk about on the presentation. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so that's what it is right there. The CBS opening remarks.
There's a
There's a
lot to
lot to
talk
talk
about,
about,
but
but
let me
let
do
me
a
do a
quick
quick
adjustment.
adjustment.
So
So
just
just
stay
stay
right
right
there.
there. Right here, let me do something quick. I guess the will have to use the other. Will have to use the
So
So
welcome
welcome
back.
back. We sorry for that
Breaking
breaking transition, and
we
we
had
had to do some quick adjustments to head back on the show. So Otis, how's it been?
Well, okay. It's been okay, and I'm glad to be here and to discuss the issues as it relates to sports in general.
Yeah, man. So you've been following the international scene recently. How's it been in the La Liga and that of the Premier League? You want support of the English league. I always see you behind the English league. How has it been, man? How it started?
Yeah, I love English football. Actually, I started to admire English football from a very young age, and I think the way the English league is something that I feel a part of, and I support Manchester United. You know, United is my team that I support in London in the English league, and it was just lately I started to adopt to the Spanish style of play, and it was when Cristiano Ronaldo left Manchester United, went to Real Madrid. I started to follow the Spanish league, and just because of that, I got glued to Real Madrid, and that's how my second choice. Like they say, yeah, first choice, yeah, second choice, and second choice is Real Madrid. So there are a lot of good things that have been happening in the top tier league, like the English league, the Spanish La Liga, and German Bundesliga. But they are on break right now.
Yeah, the
They are on break
international
right
break
now.
week.
National break. There are a couple of qualifier matches that will be on today and days to come. But there are some strange happenings since the resumption of the league, and we hope to see that and some of those things that are put up in surprises. We hope that they maintain and do even better as it relates to the league. But again, it's just the league and it's the beginning. Sometimes you start on a very good footing, but in the middle or at the end of the tournament, and you start to slip off. So, like the saying goes, the race is not to the swift, but to the one who do it to the end, not just the end,
But
but
the
the
very,
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 very
very
end.
end. So there are a lot more, but they are on international break, and like what happened all around the world, players got to go back home to play for their nation in the qualifier of the big stage.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
call it the big stage, the World Cup, and
The different
the
qualifiers,
different
both
qualifier.
the African Cup of Nations, the different leagues, the Asian League. I think they also own qualifiers or some kind of international friendlies right now going on. So, but again, it's good to be on the program, The Culture of Sports. This is where we sit to talk sports in Liberia, Africa, and the rest of the world. So today is another fascinating edition. So just for the lineup, I don't know, Otis, if you can give our listeners a clue of what we'll be discussing today. From the lineup of things we have, I think we have two segments of guests today. So just tell the people what we expect.
So, welcome again. Today, like always, his promise to be very, very superb, and we will be discussing, looking at the Lone Star. The senior men national team, the Lone Star, was away to Togo in Lomé on yesterday, and somebody said they got a very good result. And
Got a very good result, eh?
yeah, very good result. Some people are not really happy with it, but I think it's a very good
They
result.
were.
So, we're gonna be giving in-depth analysis as it surrounds the CMA national team. There were some issues prior to their departure to Lomé, Togo, and then we have our first guest between 10 to 10:30.
I think 10:30 to
10, 10, 10, 10:30
to
to
11
11
o'clock.
o'clock is our first guest appearance on the show, and we're gonna talk the talk, and after the first guest
Yes.
had left, we will introduce the second guest from 11 o'clock to 11:30, and the guest will be in studio, and we're going to talk. Football. He's a football player.
Yeah,
Not
so today we're talking with the athlete.
yeah,
Yeah, today
yeah.
we're talking with an athlete. So we have as a matter of fact, he's already in the building, a good friend of mine,
Okay.
who play in the Liberian League, and he's now in studio today. We're going to be having a conversation with him. So he's the first guest. He's the first guest on the program, The Cultural Sports. Derek Julu will be the first guest, and we're going to take him from 11:30. Thereafter, we will cross over to the Liberian Chess Federation. Remember, the national team at all level is struggling. I don't know what happening. Liberia should be having a delegation right now in Budapest, Hungary, in the national, in the World Chess Olympiad. Imagine the biggest World Chess competition. But the team is still here. I just got call from the president this morning that the team has not departed the country. Imagine the competition is going to start on the 11th of September, but the team is not yet off. The team is still here, no support yet, and still struggling. So I don't know if this is the thing about our sports. Uh, National teams in Liberia always strive for support. Otis, have you noticed this thing?
Yeah, I'm aware, and it is an open secret. You know, these are things that we have been hearing, and it's still ongoing. And that is why the last time when I listened to the chairman of the club president, and he said a lot of things. And considering some of those things that he spoke about, it's something that we got to work on. It's not just one group of people, but I think we all got to work on it because those teams, not just football now, but those teams like you talk about the chess team, they are stranded already. Those teams, they are not going to represent themselves in those tournaments.
Tell you, my brother.
They are going there to represent the country. They are going to fly the country flag. So whatever hinder their movement, whatever that will put stop to whatever trip they should make, it is something that will will show that negative impact on the country. So it's not just about the players, the athletes who go to represent the country. Also, so we have to make our impact. The national government, the citizen. These things gotta be. We gotta look at these things because if you look around the world, some of those countries they are making efforts, they are making money in some of those tournaments. They are not just sitting. Those people are involved. They are helping. To make those things happen. You are around here, you have, some kind of way you can be a good role, you can do a good role to whatever athletic groups or team that are strong.
So, I think this is where we go to start our conversation. This is the program The Cultural Sports. It's live on Kia Radio 95.9. It's also live online on YouTube, Kia Communications Network, and it's also on the Facebook Kia Communications Network. So all you can do for us on this program, follow us on Facebook, Kia Communications Network, like and share video, or follow us on YouTube, Kia Communications Network, subscribe and share this video, and then we can get it started. We are operating based on your support to give you the best of quality information. As a matter of fact, Kia Communications Network is the communication arm of the Care Humanitarian Foundation, a foundation like you are giving face to humanity. So this is what we into, and we see sports as an integral part of what we do. That's why we sit on this program, the Cultural Sports, to talk concerning sports. The Liberian national team in recent time has had one of the greatest struggle. Imagine a team had to go through preliminary qualifiers sometimes earlier this year, and then for the African Cup of Nations qualifier, going through the preliminary qualifiers, you had this qualifying over Djibouti to book a spot in the main qualifiers. Since 2002, Liberia has not participated in the main tournament of the African Cup of Nations. This country is the oldest African republic, but this country has not been to 3 African Cup of Nations tournaments. The only time I can check according to the research, maybe they went there before some of us were born, or some way, somehow they went there by shadows or by dreams or by, I don't know how you call it. But the last time I checked, it is only 2 times that our Liberian national team had been to the African Cup of Nations. Those that were in the lineup for this team has not been able to get to what we expect. And now, this is what we consider as a new report. The problem I see with Liberian football, Liberian sport, is not the athlete no more, is not the coaches no more. From my own understanding and observation, following sports for some time in Liberia, I've gotten to know that the problem with Liberian football, Liberian sports in general, is sports administration at the national level. Sports administration at the national level is the biggest problem to sports in Liberia. So sometimes that we were looking at the national team budget. Imagine a country like Liberia, they will say, oh, this is not a priority, this is not a priority, sports is not a priority. So what's the priority in the entire country? Not get nothing. We look at health, health is a priority. You look at education, education is a priority. You look at agriculture, everything in Liberia is now a priority. So if you say we do not have football or sports in general as a priority issue, tell us what is the priority. So before you select priority areas, I think you should be able to sit down and say, oh, this is what we're lacking. This is what we want to focus on. And let's set time frame to these things that we're focusing on to be able to get to somewhere. But for the last 20 years, we're not in war, we're not in any struggle. The country is moving. But up to now, we don't know our own priority as a country. Then we have our national teams struggling with the national flag all the time. Look at the struggle to get to Togo. The team qualified for the African Cup of Nations qualifier since February. With the new coach Mario Marinica. According to coach Mario Marinica, he submitted his plans for this competition March. What month are we in now? We're in September. When was the Liberian Football Association and the Ministry of Youth and Sport able to get resources to take the Liberian national team to Lomé, Togo for the first qualifier match? It was last Tuesday. Just 3 days in between the game. The game played Friday. The team left Tuesday. With all the wahala around the team, all the struggles around the team. Now the team went up to perform. Like Otis said, some people say they did well, some people say they tried. But this is what happened. We have to focus on what we have to identify what we want to be our priority in Liberia. Look at like Chess Federation. This federation has been existing for some time. Thank God we have the president that will be telling us about them. But it has become a normal thing for federations like the Liberian Chess Federation that goes to different countries on a yearly basis. It has become a normal thing for them to always craft for support. Are they not Liberians? Do you think sporting federations are not employment organizations for Liberians? These athletes, how do you want them to survive if they are only relying on sport? The last time we heard Master Russian say he lives on taekwondo and athletics as a Liberian citizen. How you expect a man of that nature to survive? How do you want to do it? How? But again, this is the situation we find ourselves in. This is Liberia.
Sam, I listen to you keenly and you track very, very important points. And again, this all bow down to national government. Yes, you spoke about priorities. These are things that when you talk about, it brings in responsibility. So in this, who is responsible? It is the national government that is responsible because the national government have priorities that they need to set up, and because they are the national government and the Ministry of Youth and Sport and the LFA work in line with the national government to make funding available for whatever, why the senior men national team, what our chess federation, the money comes from national government to those ministries and for implementation. But look at the time the senior national team got the money to travel to Togo, the money was made available through the Ministry of Finance. Look at the time. It was 3 days, 3 days to the game. And if you continue to do some of those things, it have psychological effect on the
I
players.
tell you, my brother, it
You
has.
know, the players like they are in high gear, and all of a sudden, all of their plans have been shattered. That alone break them down mentally. That focus, they will absolutely, and lose focus, and that zeal will die automatically. And that's why we always face challenges. The results that we get from our matches away and home is because players are not considered by the national government and the Ministry of Youth and Sport in line with the LFA. So those players go to matches, they go to games, they go to tournament with that mental instability. So when you go, you are supposed to get $500 at least to be able to get yourself to whatever tournament you're going to represent the country in. But the national government said, no, that 500 we can be able to give it you, and we'll pay not there, and maybe 2 3 days, 4 days for you for the travel, for the trip. Then you go low, they say, okay, you need a 500, but we'll give you 200. Just manage it, so you can go. And that alone shows no, it gives you no zeal. It gave you no zeal. It gave the players no zeal. It gave the athletes no zeal. So when they go to those tournaments, they perform poorly. And football or whatever tournament is not magic. It's preparation. So when you prepare, you get the best results. Because there are teams out there, there are countries out there that are preparing you more. They are investing more into their sporting activities. So God will not just be blessing you, because God let you in your life. Yeah, no. Even the Bible talk about efforts, faith that something that you got to put effort, because it's faith, man, just lay down and happen. No.
Follow our ways and death.
So you see that? So the priorities for national government, and that's just being selfish, brother. Because everybody can work in government. And for example, saying, look at the home. As the father of the home, you have priorities. And if you want to be an irresponsible father, you close your eyes on those priorities, it will haunt you. Because your child is supposed to go to school, you get the money, instead of buying a child uniform and paying his or her fees, you take the money and divert it to something else. Maybe buying expensive slingers, buying expensive clothes. Why you know your child supposed to go to time for your child to go to school and there's no way. Go to school, yeah. So the national government know that we have the senior national team, we have athletes, we have that have to compete in tournaments across the country, across the world, and they should make money available. But you cannot, in those money that they should make available, they are timing. But because they are not prioritizing, they do huge spending outside of sports. Some of them, like for example, of recent year, we're not talking politics, but sometimes you have to bring it in because national government is involved. People are taking huge salary, fast salaries.
$45,000.
People are riding cars that are expensive. And some of those things are just nothing. Because if you buy the car for any future, it's for he and his family automatically. Until maybe that government can move and other government can before that car will be taken over. So, in short, it does not benefit everybody. But unlike you prioritize this, like for example, the CMA national team, you think if you give what belongs to the CMA national team even more, the result they will get, you think it will only reflect on the national team? No, it reflects on the country, it reflects on the citizens, it reflects on you as government too.
They are the Liberian national team. They are the most of the Liberian national team. So it's not any way intended for them themselves. It is for the country. So, like recently, the same time we were talking about travel expenses, no money, elevator crime all over the place. We heard in the news that I don't know how true it is, but the president delegation had what 20-30 persons. I went to Indonesia and they are in China. A presidential delegation will have that huge number, but you have the national team. The national team consists of 28 players. Went on air one time. They didn't even count. This particular boy used to go yesterday. For me, It was a magic by Coach Mario Marinica.
Eh, 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 eh,
We deserve it. We were no match to Togo to get it, but it was a magic. And so, like, bro, now we need to rally around that magic that Mario Marinica has as the first coach in the country history to go 5 games without a defeat. That magic,
Okay.
the team need to rally around, the country need to rally around to have it going to the next level. Tuesday playing Algeria like, bro, forward Mares and other people coming to the country.
And there were, let me come here a little bit. There where I respect this coach. And somebody will say, they will have their own view. But this is my argument. Mhm. Like you stated, this is for the very first time in 22 years. Because since the George Weah 11 era, is 22 years now.
Yeah, 22 years.
Yeah, the last time we participated in the AFCON Cup of Nation, it was in Mali, Bamako, in 2002. And if you look at the Lone Star back then, if you look at the Lone Star back then, mhm, you will realize that the Lone Star, how what it takes to give you the needed result. No, when Lone Star coming to play, it is a must win. We are not worried. The citizens are not worried. The spectators are not worried because they know that it is a must win for the Lone Star. Those players back then, now that they were so exceptional, they had all of the resources, all of the necessary, things to take them to some of those tournaments. But they had that spirit of unity, that spirit of togetherness, you know. And there where Coach Mario Marinica comes in when as it relates to his relationship with the players. I think Coach Mario Marinica, the relationship that he had built with those players and the technical staff, that boldness, that openness is helping the national team. And that's why we are getting some of the results that we are getting. That is why we are getting some of the results that we are getting. Because look, it is a team, and unless we have you have a teamwork, you can never have good results. Unlike other coaches, they keep in and they too were good coaches, but because they were manipulated. People from the FA and other part of the organ responsible for sport in Nigeria, I think they were influencing their decision, on the coaches.
When you talk, they say that perception, they say that casting.
No, that's not perception. And I think that's where Mario Marinica comes in with the experience because he looked. In fact, I learned that he was with this. There's several other countries that he coached before coming to Nigeria. So I think he understands African football. African football has that kind of raw politics into it. Yes, wherein you will have a stakeholders
engaging the coaches,
decisions, subjecting, injecting, giving, their views, and it kills the players, their tactics, and the statistician himself, he has his own tactical approach to the game. But when you come in with your decisions and your own thing you think will help the team, giving the coach own tactics out, it hinders.
It undermines the effort of the coach, and that's the problem. So that's just it. Mario is doing a great job. Congratulations to Coach Mario. Played extreme football to get a draw against Togo. I don't think we deserve it, but this is the time now that we step down hard to support sports in Liberia. So on that, we would have loved to go on for a short musical break, but again, there are some technical issues right now facing, the internet is shaking, and then power is also, but we hope to have it resolved. Thanks to all of you following via Facebook, and we will now go for this break. We will go for this break. When we come back, we usher in our first guest. So don't go away. Keep listening. Don't go away. Stay with us. We are right here on Kia Radio 95.9, the radio service of Kia Communications Network in Liberia. Kia Communications Network is the official communication arm of the Care Humanitarian Foundation, and it is owned and operated by a Liberian based in the diaspora, Mr. Christopher Kier, who has seen the need to give back to Liberia through his humanitarian work done over the years. So you can join the network by supporting these initiatives, by supporting these programs, be a part of the Kia Communications Network, Kia Humanitarian Foundation. Go to Facebook, just like, share the content we have on the Facebook page. It is a help to us. We will appreciate it a lot. And now let's take a batch of this theme song. When we come back, we usher in our first guest.
So we taking Derek now, right?
Yeah.
You signal me?
Listening on you. Take a market wire too. This is what I'm going to do. Welcome back to the program, The Culture of Sports, and we will now go for our first guest here on the program, The Culture of Sports. As you can see, those of you viewing via Facebook and YouTube, our first guest is a Liberian goalkeeper. He's already on the platform, and we'll cross over to him for introduction to our audience via Facebook and radio. So please unmute yourself, Derek. Just click the mic on the screen and you'll be unmuted. Then we can continue. Okay, so you're good to go. Welcome to the program, The Culture of Sports.
Very much for the opportunity. Derek, goalkeeper of Liberia senior national team.
Let me do one adjustment quick. Derek is not selling through. Derek, are you there?
Yeah.
Derek.
Oh, I'm here. Are you hearing me?
Hello, Derek. Are you there? Derek is not coming.
I'm here. Are you hearing me?
So let me see if I can use studio. Derek.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. Hello. Me.
So is it a what's the problem there? Otis, I think you can keep on to do the test. Let me run after this.
Hello. Hello. I'm here.
Uh,
The
am
thing,
I on?
yeah, you on. You on.
Okay. Uh,
Keep on testing there. It is.
De- De- Derek.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello.
Derek.
Yeah, I'm here. Hello. Yeah.
Derek, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Are you hearing
Derek.
me? Yeah. Hello. You getting us here?
Yeah, the terrible. The feedback is a bit terrible, but I think it's okay. Oh no, it's still bad. So Derek, I think so. Derek, you can mute the microphone on the phone.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, it's still a bit bad. It's still bad. I think we have to. We'll do some adjustment. So while the adjustment is going on, we will take Derek back to. We'll take Derek backstage and do adjustment with Derek. I think one of our senior reporters here is already there with Derek. One of our senior reporters here is already with Derek and trying to work on.
Okay.
Derek,
Is it?
your feedback is still coming.
Is it okay?
I don't know what's causing this feedback, but it's still coming. It's still, it's still. I said there from Studio B. We are so sorry for that break in. We had to do some quick technical assistance right here to get you. On. So Derek, you there?
Yes. Good morning. I'm Derek Judo.
Derek, could you increase the volume of the gadget you're using right there to unmute it if it is
Yeah,
muted? Are you there now?
it's on mute already.
Okay, Derek is cool. That
Okay,
is
I'm here. Are
perfect.
you hearing me?
Okay, that is perfect. That is perfect. So we will now go. Okay, so it's done. Others can join me now, so we can have this conversation. It's good. It's perfect. Derek, welcome to the program, The Culture of Sports.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Man, you of South Africa. Tell us how has it been, my man? How's the sporting arena?
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice experience, and so glad to be in South Africa. It teach me a lot. It take my game to another level, and I'm so glad. I'm so happy. Yeah,
Okay,
going there.
so that's what's up. That's a startup, and we will go straight to your appearance on Kia Radio 95.9, the cultural sports. But before going further, let's start with this. We want to know, for the sake of our listeners, this is your very first time appearing on our platform. So just give us a brief profile, or if someone will say you are behind the microphone, give us your autobiography. Who is Derek?
Oh, all right. I'm Derek D. Judo, son of Mr. Darlington Judo, and I was born May 13, 2002. Yeah, and I started my soccer career at a very young age, at age 17. But I went through a lot when I was coming up as a kid, trying to make my career to come to the international level without support. Yeah, and I'm not. I didn't come from a wealthy family, so it was kind of like difficult for me from the start. Yeah, to sing on the international stage, it wasn't an easy thing. Yeah, it wasn't an easy thing. I started my soccer career in Brownfield Highway, Duazon. Started to play for a team called Byron Young Controller in the third division league in Subata. That's where I started from. And thanks to my aunt, maybe Livingstone, who works in the United Nations, she's the one that pushed me, helped me until I met Andy Kwame. Yeah, Andy Kwame is the one that changed my life today. That I see myself to the international stage because my first professional contract that I have was for Watanga FC. He's the one that hold my hand, take me, and I started to play. Yeah, that's how I came up until I joined the national team. Yeah.
Okay, so that's enough to hear that Derek had been in football for some time. Uh, a young Liberian born 2002, doing exceptionally well. He been around for some time, and he's giving courtesy to Deputy Sports Minister Andy Kwame and other people that have impacted his life so far. Derek, how has it been playing in Liberia and Liberia? You are a young man in the goalpost of many saw you between the stakes for Watanga in the National First Division League, and you've been away for some time. So how was it playing home and playing abroad?
Uh, Playing is a very nice thing. You play home. The Liberia League is getting better day by day. Yeah, but we as a player here, there's a lot we need to learn. Yeah, we are still in the learning curve. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but When I was playing here, I was one of the exceptional and one of the best in the country. Through Liberian League, the senior national team coach at the time, Peter Bogler, saw me and included me to the national team. But when I went away, I felt I was the best in my country. I felt I knew everything. But when I went away, there is a lot I need to learn there, which of course I started from almost from the start. Yeah, that's a lot I was lacking of, and honestly, they changed me. That they changed my game. Yeah, because being a professional or being a soccer player, it's not all about the pitch. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not all about the pitch. Yeah, it's not all about it. I can say 40 to 30, 35 to 40% is included in being a professional soccer player. Yeah, the way you take care of yourself, your mental, the way on that side, the people work on your mental strength, because that's why we most Liberian we lacking. Our mental strength is very poor, and the basic as well. We lacking the basics, especially from a department in this country. Basic is our problem. As a goalkeeper, as a soccer player, as a role, the responsibility. There's a certain responsibility you're supposed to know. Coach not supposed to tell you certain things when you reach certain level, like the professional league in Liberia. When you are a professional, a certain thing is wasn't supposed to tell you. All that I was lacking when I went. Yeah, so that's a lot that South Africa taught me before I can come back.
Okay, so why in South Africa? What that one thing you think you really miss when you were away for I can say I don't know how long. You care to tell us how long you stay in South Africa?
Almost a year.
Almost a year. Why in South Africa? What were you missing back home? What were you missing back home?
Uh, the first thing I missed was my family. Yeah, my wife Hannah Moses, who's a FIFA, one of the biggest FIFA in Liberia. Yeah, and also I miss a lot the culture. Yeah, I miss I miss a lot.
Okay, so we cross what is who's coming in with a question?
Derek, Julu, and I've been following you and I admire your game so much. And you spoke about something. You
Thank you.
talk about mentor a push, especially in abroad, the coaches or the team work on your mental strength. And
Yeah.
so in short, is it that it is because we are lacking mental strength that is why we normally get some of the results that we get, especially in our local leagues and our national team?
Uh, I think let me say this. Mental strength is how well you prepare. And before the show, you guys spoke on the way the national team have been treated by the officials, the officials. So if you are a soccer player, you should be ready for anything.
Okay.
Yeah, you should be ready for anything, because that side sometimes they won't pay you 2 3 months. He doesn't have food on the table for your family, but the people want you to go and win. So you cannot say, oh, because I didn't take pay, so I won't play the game. I will play my will. Why if you lost the game, then they come and you begin to regret your action. So our mental strength in this country, we need to advance. For we need to advance our mental strength, because we know where we come from. We know our league. We know how it is. Our performance going to push the people to do more. Yeah.
So
So
what are some of the things that you 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 see different, when it comes to the two different leagues out there and in Liberia? What are some of the difference that you see?
the difference is the first thing I would say the facility.
Okay.
Fac- Facility play a major role in the soccer player career. Yeah. Like I went there, I left here. I was one of the best. When I went there, I was like nothing in the team, because my game was really slow
Okay.
because of the facility here. Over there, everything is natural. It's natural. Here it's artificial. The treatment there, the gym, the gym that you feel, the treatment for the medic, Yeah. So I went I went the facility the first thing that's different. The people play on a very fast pace, and we our game is little bit slow. So
Okay.
yeah,
So it
I
was a
choose
whole new start for you.
yeah whole new start, whole new start.
A whole new start.
So, like Coach Mario Marinica said, Liberian players when he just over to the country, he said the pace of Liberian football were very slow. The players were slow. He needed to have some kind of programs that will have them adapting to something speedy. So that's a
Yeah,
confirmation that South Africa has a faster style play in their own national league than Liberia. That's just a confirmation from Derek Jew.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So Derek, when you, I mean, with the experience that you have gained from the outside world, when I mean, from South Africa, coming back home to Liberia, and maybe getting a contract with one of the club here. I mean, with the kind of speed, that what you have adapted to already, and coming back home and getting a contract here, I mean, what are some how would that impact affect you? I mean, especially talk about the speed, the slow pace of the game in Liberia and the speed of the game in South Africa and other part of the world.
Let us know first how Derek is going to be attached to this national league. Derek, you're back in country. Tell us, why did you come back to Liberia? Is it to play in the Liberian National League, or how did that come about? If that's the case,
Oh yeah, I came back to play like for a half season or for 6 months or a whole season because of the foreign space. Because in South Africa, the rules told me like you have to be every team have to get like for my team is in the championship, not the Premier League, so it's like five foreign players. Every team should have five foreign players. So and we are like in the team and the goalkeeper that I met there, he's from Benin. He's the first choice goalkeeper for Benin. And then the team couldn't register me because they already have a foreign goalkeeper. So they needed, and we were eight. So they told me that we are going to sign you. We have your space for January or early next season. Then we're going to your space going to be available. So I said to myself, I needed to be playing. I cannot sit for 6 months because the more I sit, the more rusty I'm going to be. So I needed to be playing. So they said, okay, then you can go back on your contract on the loan deal. Then when we get your space, we're going to buy a ticket to come back. So I said, fine. So that's how teams from Liberia, like B Martin, FC Passer, they started to engage me. That's how I came back to play for the 6 months, the half season or whole. Depends on how you're gonna go.
who are you going for this season?
Uh actually a lot of bigger teams come to me to play for them, but I went to a smaller team that at least will keep my game on the level that I am because that's how I choose IE, Invisible 11.
You said you choose a small team. Why are you grading IE as a small team, like bro, traditional football team, my man? Tell us why.
Yeah,
What
the
defend your
reason why
statement?
I say smaller team because right now everyone in Liberia looking at IE in the last 2 seasons that I play here, they say IE everything that going to push IE they know that it's a must win because IE was in the last strong that people expected. Every season IE going to struggle, fight relegation and things. And I read that I say I'm going to play for IE. That's why I say smaller team, but IE not a smaller team. It's just that they are struggling and I choose the struggling team because of for the benefit of
Yeah. So that's the right word to use, the struggling team. So I is not just a small team, but a struggling team.
yeah.
So now tell us how. Let's now get to Otis' question. How you think this is going to work with a leg of with Derek Julu being part of IE, and then coming from South Africa with a new style of play that is totally new to Liberian football. now being attached to IE. How you think this is going to impact the team in the Liberian league and Liberian football as a whole?
Me or Otis?
I'm asking Derek. I said you now choose
Okay.
IE. You chose IE as the side to future for. And the question Otis was asking is how you think this is going to impact the league. How you think you're going to have this kind of style of play implemented in the league, a very
Yeah,
fast style of play for a team like IE.
yeah, adjusting
How
yourself
how you
to
going to adjust to the Liberian league with your new style of play?
even
Uh,
though
I,
you've been in the league before, but you had adopted a new style and coming back. How will you adjust yourself?
yeah, like Liberian League. I just left. That's strange to me. That's the reason why I choose IE because for my game level, I cannot go behind D Martin Defense or FC Facel or Watanga or Iska. My game going to drop
Okay.
because because I used I used to like a tough playing, right? A fast speed playing. If I go keeping behind the leg of John Terry, Kemu Kamara, and Willis, or Alexander Cortez, Latus, or I go behind Liska defense, I'm going to get lazy because they're going to do my work.
Okay.
They're going to do my work.
You want to get behind a defense
Will make you busy.
that struggling to keep you busy.
Yes, because that was the advice from my coach. That's
Okay.
my team right now. I, I learned there one of the things that they taught me that into my head everywhere I go until I can retire from football. Is, as a goalkeeper, you need to give your defense 10% responsibility and you take 90, right? So if I go beyond B Martin defense, it's definitely going to take 90%. I take 10. Yeah. And even if I
That's
even if
the pace of the game.
yeah. So I choose IE because I going to take 90% and they're going to take 10 because I'm going to every game is like I'm going to see like a competition. But if I go beyond Watanga defense, I'm going to be lazy because I feel that I have the best team. I'm keeping clean sheet. I get relaxed, and my game going to be dropping on new to myself.
Okay, Julie, let me come in again with this question. You know, most of the time when our players goes out there, like, you know, leave our local league and go out there to apply their trade. When they return, you know, the complacency, you know, that complacency normally kills them. And what different? I mean, are you going to bring? You know, coming back home to play in our local league. You know, what different are you going to bring?
Yeah. As for me, I'm different because the first thing I know who I am, I know what I came from, and I know what I'm going. And the difference is I'm hungry every day. Every day I'm hungry for more because I know this is not the end of my career. This is the start, and I haven't started yet. Just trying to start. Right. I I came back to the country to play to restart my game, so I have a lot of proof out there. The Liberian people and to the outside world, and to also see myself back in the national team. Yeah. So I have a lot to prove, and I'm hungry always. I'm not complacent. I'm not satisfied. Yeah.
What do you think you have on IE as a team now? You know that you understand the plight of like Liberian club IE. You know the situation they are confronted with, and now you about to see them. You are about to see yourself as part of them. What is it that Liberians should expect from you? I listened to one of your interviews. You said you went to Watanga with a lot of things. What are you going to IE with this time around?
Uh, like I said earlier, I know who I am, and I know where I'm going, and I know where I came from. Right? I know what I carry, and like I said in the last interview, I people should expect a lot from me in the season and for my team because as for me, I'm someone that I'm like an influencer. Everywhere I go, I influence my team because the mindset of the players there, they need to be elevated, and they need people like us, like experience that will be able to push the team. Yeah. the mindset of the players. That's all. Liberian League is just a mindset. It's just I did it for Watanga. I took Watanga from nothing. I gave them trophy, and they always struggling. By the help of God, I can do this thing for IE. That's why I choose IE to set a new history. So I have a lot to prove this season. I have a lot to prove this season.
That's the words of Derek Julu, Liberian goalkeeper based in South Africa. He's back in country to feature for Liberia Invincible 11 in the Liberian National First Division League. You're going to be seeing Derek as a goalkeeper in the post, both in the Orange Cup and that of the National First Division League. He's here on the program, The Cultural Sports. The Cultural Sports is live on Kia Radio 95.9 with Sam Siapha Mulbah and Otis Sankan. We are going to now cross over to Derek for his parting comments. And in his parting comments, we hope to hear him talk a bit about the senior men's national team and their performance in recent time. While Derek will wrap up. Thereafter, we go for our second guest. Derek, it's up to you for parting comments, and we hope you take into consideration talking about the national team.
Thank you very much, and thanks to the Liberian people for watching and listening. I appreciate so much. And also pleading to the Liberian to support our men's national team and give the coach chance to do his work. I've been under a lot of coaches. I met this coach in person in South Africa. We discussed. I came. He invited me on the training ground. We talked, and also a good friend of mine, which is the one of the training coaches in South African. We also met in South Africa. These people know what they are doing. We should give them chance to do. The coach know what he's doing. He been coaching a lot of African countries before coming to Liberia. He know what he's doing. Before other coaches came, they say they believe in the tiki-taka system. Liberia play with in the national team. People think all look back and work well, but no result. And football is business. This coach work and he signed a contract to qualify Lone Star. So he know what he's doing. You trust him. We trust him in giving him the job. We shouldn't criticize him. So we should leave him to do his work because he knows football. And the people surround him with the leg of Kevin Simway. He's also the person that football and play on the international level. We should give them chance. All we can do is to support Lone Star. Whosoever that is playing, we should support. If he put a 2-year-old kid on the field, that's a player that he believes. We should stop criticism and support the senior men's national team. Thanks.
Okay, so Derek now calling for support for the senior men's national team. He says Coach Keita, not Coach Keita, but Coach Mario Marindika and his technical officials know exactly what they are doing. All we can do is to support the senior men's national team. They are our national team. And this is the program, The Cultural Sports. We are now going to say goodbye to Derek. You've been following, you've been listening to Derek Drew, who is back in the country to play for Invincible 11 in our home league. Those of you that have been missing Derek is back in country, and it's now time for you to switch. If you're a football fan for Derek, you can switch now to Invincible 11. At this time, we are going to welcome our second guest. No time to waste. Our second guest is already up, or he been on for some time now. We will cross over to Mr. Thomas Kaya, the president of the Liberia Chess Federation, who is already on our platform. Good morning, Mr. Kaya. Welcome to the Culture of Sports.
Yeah, good morning. Good to have you. Good to be on your platform. Having waited for too long and listened to the program, I'm now even more excited to participate on this very warm Saturday afternoon.
So, how is Liberian Chess Federation, president?
The Liberian Chess Federation is okay. We, like other sporting federations, are struggling as always to mobilize resources for all of our projects, programs, and activities. At the moment, we are preparing for the factor for the 45th World Chess Olympia, which is scheduled to start on Tuesday, Budapest, Hungary. As we speak, we are yet to receive a dollar from the government or anyone else in support of this program, but we are hopeful that our players will be in Hungary to represent this country.
You are hopeful. How much does it take? How much are we talking about to take the Liberian Chess Federation to Hungary?
Well, the official budget, the budgetary request made to our government stakeholder has been reviewed and trimmed several times. So what we are talking about now is just a bare bone budget to take a delegation of 17 person because we should have been 18, but one visa we are still trying to get. So a 17 member delegation is traveling on a 50,000 budget. And that includes some payment of liabilities that the federation owes to vendors and service providers for the hosting of the West African Chess Championship. So what we need for the actual trip is around 30 to $35,000.
So, Mr. President, is it your first time representing the Chess Federation representing Liberia in an international competition of such?
No, not at all. I mean, far from that. We have been, I think, the federation with the best record representing Liberia internationally. I heard you earlier celebrating or draw against Togo in Togo. If the Liberia Chess Federation play Togo and get a draw, we will be crying coming back home. So we have won several international trophies for Liberia. I've even run out of count how many times we have represented Liberia, but this this particular trip is strange in the sense that it appears like we may not make the trip, but thanks to our international partners, they have put some things in place. And if we don't go, we are going to be facing heavy fines and suspension. That's why we are pushing ourselves to make sure we make the trip. Liberia has been all around the place. We haven't been to the US, but we have been to Europe, to Asia, many places in Africa. We have represented Liberia very fully and very proudly. So if you ask our neighboring countries about Liberia when it comes to chess, they might even be trembling while giving you answer because we are now revered in the region because of our performances. And I think even our stakeholders in government they know about that, but for some reason, priorities are different. And I won't want to say much now because people are still reviewing our documents, and we are hopeful of getting some funds. But as I speak to you, I feel very sad. I'm holding my tears back because we try to give opportunities to young people, but those who are fighting over our resources do not see it the same way we do. The difference is we deal with the players, the young people in the community. We see the challenges they go through and how important these kind of opportunities are, not just for those who are making the trip, but for other young people in the communities that is players are coming from. Imagine one person leaves from West Point to represent Liberia in a very tough intellectual sport. Imagine the impact it will have on all the young people in the West Point community. So this is the impact that our people are missing. And I think all this concern for football is nothing but a farce because for how long can we sustain this deception that we are investing all of our energy and effort in football when we know very well we are not going here or there? This is when we will be drawing in and after spending heavily on it, and then we feel so confident that we have achieved something. In chess, even if you win internationally, you don't win. The lives of your player will be different, and the parents, the family members, or the teachers and people in the churches or the mosques, they will all see how differently that child behaves because of the lesson he got from chess. So we want to take 12 players in 2 sessions to go and represent Liberia at the biggest international stage of this game called chess. And now our stakeholders don't think it's important enough. So we will try our best, do what we can do. But I mean, after this event, I think we got to call a spade a spade. If the government does not want to support youth development through sports, they have to say it. Otherwise, we will say it for them.
with the slow response for funding from government, and how do that affect, I mean, your players? I mean,
What's the expression on the face of the players?
Right now, the players are sad. They are all angry. The unfortunate thing is they don't know who to be angry with. And in the end, they get angry with those of us in the church leadership because they think we are the ones not providing resources to them. What they don't know is that we have tried our best. We've been pushing the government. The initial communication for this event came in April. We submitted it to the government. In May, when we were hosting the West African Championship, we reminded the government. We sat with all of the ministers at youth and sport. We even sent communication. I can show you a copy of the communication to the Ministry of Finance in April. And in May, we sent reminder. The official request for budgetary support for this event that is happening in September, we sent it in July. On the 16th of July, we submitted our request. Up to today, up to yesterday, I was at the Ministry of Finance until the end of working day. I didn't even pass the end of working day because I was in the building until 7 p.m. There was still no hope of us getting even a dollar out of the system. What more can we do? I mean, when you said with some of our ministers, you listen to how they speak and what they say. Liberia is nothing but a country that has been turned into a political haven. If everything will be about politics, then we can all forget about it. We go play football and do politics. But there are some people who don't have interest in football. They don't have interest in politics. All they want to do is go to school, do what they need to do, and try to be better and productive citizens without getting into politics. So are we not going to cater for the needs of these young people? Is it possible for us to provide job opportunity for everyone at the same time? Some of the young people just need outlets, and through that, they will get opportunities on their own. Imagine the team we are carrying in the female section. We are carrying a team that will break the record for being the youngest team at the event. For I mean, counting all 200 federations that will be there, Liberia female team with the average age of 16 will be the youngest team at that event. And it's a team that we are hoping could win medal in their group. Imagine having a group of young girls who were all not even born when Ellen became president the first time, going to compete at the international level to represent Liberia, telling them the news that the government haven't given you support, so you'll be traveling empty-handed. We have to go and credit money to even make $100 available so they can put in a pocket. Those who want to buy 2 kids, they having empty-handed. And the children were there crying. What can I say to them? Nothing. Some of
does
them are
that
even
does
saying they don't want to wear the Rooster jersey. They don't want to wear the red, white, and blue. We were even discussing our team meeting that instead of playing on the Liberian flag, we should play on the Fiji flag. And some said no, it will be like we're betraying the country, and those who are doing this to us, we should separate their attitude from the country that we all belong to. So all these things makes it difficult for us to teach these children how to show love to country going forward, how to trust in the government that we all support, because we think everyone should be treated equally. The little
so so
girls may not be able to play football, but they are among the best in the world when it comes to chess. And for those who don't know, chess is extremely more difficult than football. It's just that it's one that even if you don't succeed over the goal, you still become a better person in your class community. And when you grow up to become an adult, you will be a productive citizen of our country. That's why we invest so much time in chess. While I was waiting for you to join this in this discussion, I was parking right on the old road or trying to purchase something, and someone just came to the car and knocked the windshield. I drew it down, and then she told me, "Oh, are you Thomas Kaya?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "My son just showed me you. Thank you so much for what you are doing for the children." since he started up affiliating with the Chess Federation. His life is so different, and I'm so happy that I don't have to push so much for his upbringing. He sees things differently. He's a different person now. So please continue the good work you are doing. Imagine I'm considering quitting based on what we are the attitude we are getting from our government official. And now you see parents coming to tell you thank you for the good work you are doing and how much you are impacting the lives of the young people. What do you do next? What do you say?
President, with all just been said, does that mean that we should manage our
Supposed to be
expectations
providing the
in the way
support.
to Hungary?
Uh,
No,
Mr.
no,
President.
no. For chess, we don't do that managing expectation thing. We don't do that managing expectation thing. That's why, unlike the Lone Star that will wait for heavy budget to practice, we try by ourselves. We've been training
Wow, becoming broken. Yeah, I think it,
intensive training. And for more than 11 weeks, we've been doing intensive training. So we haven't been training so hard using
wow, that's the network.
our people. Only to be Yeah, sorry for that. Keep getting called from someone. We didn't train so hard only to tell people to manage the expectation. No, our goal in Hungary is to finish in the top 100. That will qualify Liberia to participate for the first time in the Chess World Cup. So we expect our open session team to fight for top three finish in whatever group they are placed in, and our women team to provide the necessary support. Because in the end, they will average the performances of the two teams, and we promise nothing less than a top 100 finish. The players feel sad right now, but on the way, we will try to calm them and talk to them to use this as a motivation and prove to the stakeholders who are overlooking chess or overlooking them that they too matter. They too have something that worth supporting. So we're going to use this disappointment as a fuel to come up with the best performance possible. But not to say we should manage our expectation. No, we have sacrificed so much. We have put too much into this. When it comes to collecting international laurel, I don't think any federation can match the Liberia Chess Federation right now. I know people like to play politics with the Chess Federation, linking it to other individuals who they want to see or don't want to see. But for me, I don't care about that. All I see is the idea that we are providing a platform to give opportunities to young people that they may not otherwise get in basketball, football, or other sports that we pretend to be supporting.
Yeah, you make a statement about the female angle of the team. Is it that are they going separately into the tournament, female and male, or is it a compound team?
Yes, the chess Olympia is structured in a way they have two main sessions. One session called the open session is for anyone. The physically challenged, the deaf and dumb, male, whoever you are allowed to participate in the open session. But usually that session is dominated by males. So the women have their own session, even though they are allowed to play in the open session. So in the women's session, we have a team of five, and in the open session, we have a team of five gentlemen. And in both cases, on both of these teams, we have a lot of young people dominating. I think even just two older players on the open session team, our two former champions, or FM Bagonhammer and Thomas Sa. The rest of them, okay, maybe we can add Arnold Smith to it. The rest are our current champion, Leroy Debley, who is just around 20. He's one of our new players. And then Obadiah Sa, who is like the current junior champion. He's under 20. So these are young people who will be traveling for the first time. Imagine a player like Obadiah Sa, who is the current junior champion. The only place I think he knows is this route between Nima in Ganta, where his parents are, and in Morovia, where he stays sometimes for school. So if the main war is just Ganta and Morovia, and even all part of Morovia, he doesn't know it well. Because of chess, this man is going to be in a European capital city, Budapest. Imagine how to the extent to which his world will be transformed. If this boy gets back to the country, he's not going to be the same. He's going to think differently. Even his friends in Nima, who will see videos and photos of him at the Olympia, they will approach life differently. This is how we think we can solve some of our problem by stopping certain things from happening before it even get worse. I mean, I was in conversation with someone not too long ago that okay, we have money, but we'll spend all on our. I say yes, but Chess 2 is doing intervention that will even stop youth from being at risk. Then there will be no need to rescue them. So why can't we get this support to show people, yeah, there are positive activities that young people can get in, and that will even stop them from getting into the activity that will put their lives at risk. But no, we don't see it like that. Things are now so different. So since we don't all see things, I mean, through the same prism, we will just give our young people the opportunity using the resources we can mobilize. Thanks to the international federation, some of the players will be getting some support to get there. If we are lucky to make the trip tomorrow, that will be fun. But I remember in 2016 we had the same situation, and our players were supposed to go to Azerbaijan, Baku, for that 2016 Olympia, and again we were disappointed. Players went to the airport. They got turned down. There was no ticket. There was no padam. And they came back from the airport crying they didn't make that Olympia journey to Baku, Azerbaijan. This time around, we're going to do our best. Even if the government doesn't want to give us a dollar, we will try to get the players there. If we get stranded, maybe people lag for things to make international news before they do the basics. So perhaps that's the point where we will get before we get support from our stakeholder. But as we speak, we are still trying to process our funding from the government. And our trip is set for departure on Saturday, Sunday night, early Monday morning.
Okay, so I listen to Thomas. He's one person that I don't see much politics at the Liberian Chess Federation, and he's the president of that federation. He's been there for some time doing the studio work. I, you know, I'm a kind of feeling different from his explanation. You can have people. Imagine the young kids right now talking about not playing under the Liberian flag, and some are still defending that. Oh, this is hard, man. This is really, 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 really is a hard time in Liberia for sports. 077-275-958 or 0886393184 are the numbers to call if you're listening to us. This is the program, The Culture of Sports. It's on Care Radio 95.9, 0772-758-958 or 0886393184 to make your contribution to the program. But again, such is Liberia. This is Liberia. These are the players, the young girls and boys that are with this delegation going to, to, to Budapest, Hungary, are saying that they want to play with the Liberian national flag. They want to play in the national team colors because they do not want it to appear that they are disappointing or they are betraying the country. Imagine a game of wisdom, giving loyalty, giving honesty and patriotism to the young people. But now the team is stranded. Is there a threat to say Thomas Kaya and his leadership at the Liberian Chess Federation are going to say goodbye to every other engagement that have to do with chess rebranding in Liberia as a result of government failure to support? I heard you saying you're going to call speed a speed.
Yeah, exactly that. Our stakeholders are leaving us with no option, and I wouldn't allow our chess federation to be a battlefield for political welfare. So, I mean, I didn't sign up for that. Or I see young people who are desperate for opportunities. Sometimes I really wish I could record some of these things we have when we see the young people coming around only because they want some environment where they can feel safe. Children just want areas where they can sit and feel safe. But unfortunately, most of our stakeholders are behind some hard protected walls, so they don't see the things we see every day dealing with people in the street, in the ghettos, in these communities. I mean, I wish they could really see what we see every day. Every little thing counts. Even if you have a kickball league in a community, that gives hope to a lot of young people in our community. If you have a tennis league somewhere, it gives opportunity to young people and it shows some kind of positive activity for people to be attached to. You think it's just by accident that Lone Star can no longer perform, even if we put $1 billion in the system right now? It comes from the bottom of our social structure, which we have destroyed repeatedly by over politicizing things and honor investment in youth development activities. There's no way other way to explain this, because everything now is about politics and we pretend that we're supporting youth initiative when we really don't care about it. That's the reason why the sport we think is the most highly supported, we are even struggling with that. And if this trend continues, I mean, we're going to see more and more young people in the streets aimlessly just going around because we haven't shown them the light to follow. And this is what we want to do with the Liberia Chess Federation. We are now trying to spread chess across the country by introducing it in every school, in every classroom. Imagine what a difference that would make if every school going kid here encounters chess. In 5 to 10 years, people will not just be doing things randomly. Everyone will exercise restraint and forethought. You think about things before you act. But now children are just getting into whatever comes to mind because there is no way for them to sit back and see the bigger picture. And there is not even a platform to sit anymore and talk to the young people. Wherever we have chess trade like this, most of the time talking to them is not about coaching because the coaching has been done several weeks ago. We try to tell them to see this journey as opportunity, establish contact with young people from other parts of the world, and try to change their lives and impact their family and the communities that they represent as they go to represent their country on these trips. So people's lives are being directly impacted just by these engagements. And how much do we really spend to support chess? I don't like counting people money, but we all know why it costs for Lone Star to play a game. The chess Olympia happens once every 2 years. Is it hard to give 50,000 for 18 person to represent the country once every 2 years? I mean, this
Thomas,
thing is sickening.
Thomas,
It's
Thomas,
really sickening.
Thomas will hold you there and take your parting comments. Time is against us already, so we'll just take your parting comments. 2 minutes.
I just want to say to those who are listening, the Liberia Chess Federation is here for you, supporting your children, giving positive opportunities to young people who may otherwise be lost. We don't want our youth to get irate before we start pushing them into irate youth programs. We want to make sure they see the light and they serve as the inspiration for members of their family and the communities they represent. But tomorrow we'll be departing for the World Chess Olympia. We ask that you please follow the trend and see the extent to which young Liberians can compete with people from all parts of the world in this highly intensive intellectual activity. Some people just feel Liberia is all about elected sport, but we want to prove that we have intellectual standing. So we will try our best to meet our goal of finishing in the top 100 at the end of this event, and hopefully when we get back, we continue our chessing education program. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Thomas Kaya, the president of the Liberia Chess Federation, has been our second guest on the program, The Culture of Sports. We will hope to have them back here, even while they are in Budapest. We hope to be conducting the subsequent editions of the show where they will be telling us about happenings and how things unfold in Budapest at the World Chess Olympic. Thank you very much, Thomas Kaya. You heard him. He was not mentioning his words. He said that this is the reason for which the number of young people in the streets are going to be increasing on a daily basis because national programs to support them being attentive to national development are not supported by our national government and other stakeholders. He and his team is threatening to leave chess development, and then the number of young people that are being impacted through this program, we see it as a risk for them. But we hope the government do the needful. We hope those in charge do the needful. This is the program, The Cultural Sports. We want to say thanks to all of you for your listening role. Thanks to our online viewers, Kia Communications Network on Facebook, Kia Communications Network on YouTube, and you listening by the radio, Kia Radio 95.9 FM in Liberia. It has been a nice presentation. Earlier, we had Derek Julu, goalkeeper, former Watanga goalkeeper, now IE lone goalkeeper in the National First Division League, as our first guest. And then we had Mr. Thomas Kaya, the president of the Liberia Chess Federation, who just left the line as our second guest. Otis Sankan has been here as the co-host. Otis, let's take a parting comment and then we call it a day.
Thank you very much for following. And before I go, let me say thanks to the CMA national team, the Lone Star, for that splendid performance. I say splendid because, we least expected that from them after all of the Hurubalus that surrounded their trip to Togo. And they will be at home on Tuesday against Algeria in the same 2025 AFCON qualifier. So you all can be at the Samuel Kando Sport Complex this Tuesday to cheer the Lone Star to victory this time around as they get set for the return to the African Cup of Nations. So they will catch you. And,
why are you laughing? They're getting set for the return to the African Cup of
Nations.
Yeah,
sure. They are getting set.
We are hopeful that the Liberian national team will make a comeback to continental football after 22 years under coach Mario Marinica.
Yeah. In the goal score yesterday from William Gibson, I learned that he's from
Heaven
11. And I mean the true pass came from another local base player also. So you see, I mean, it shows that the local players they are showing the patriotic team when as it relates to the football. Sometimes when you put small people together, they can do better than the BB people then, because the BB people feels.
Yes, we will hold Otis right there. Time has been fast spent. We will hold Otis right there again. This is the Culture of Kia Radio 95.9. Join us on Wednesday for the May Week presentation and subsequently next Saturday for another presentation. My name is Sam Siapha Mulbah. I've been your host, presenter, producer, and lead driver on the program, The Cultural Sports. Do hear me when you hear me, and have yourself a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Keep listening to Kia Radio. Keep following Kia Communications Network. Bye-bye from my end.